All right, guys. Hey, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm Chuck with Traders War Room, and we're going to have our after market review today. Okay, we're going to talk about used stocks and charts, and we're developing our strategy so that we can destroy this market, guys. We're going to look at things that look good for Lotto plays tomorrow, maybe even for some intraday trades tomorrow, and further out looking at towards a few weeks down the road, position, long holding, stuff like that. But this is a free service that we provide at Traders War Room. All I ask is that you allow me to do my intro, and then we start to get started. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get it cracking. Legal disclaimer, this is not financial advice. The content is for entertainment and education purposes only. You are responsible for every decision you make. We want you to have fun, use caution, and always go to war. We got services at Traders War Room that we provide, free and paid services, guys. We got live trading, bell to bell. We got the real-time buy and sell alerts. We do one-on-one mentoring, which is booking out. So if you are in need of some refinement or some just one-on-one focus, love on your trading investment, you guys go to that traderswarroom.com and book your session. We are booking out at least a week in advance. So go ahead and get your guys a session in there and we'll get you squared away. We also got trading classes and a fantastic community. The links are right there, Traders War Room and our Discord. Guys, check us out today. Do yourself a service and let's go get it. Now, what we offer, we got 25 real-time alerts on our Discord. We got all kinds of styles, stocks, options, crypto, forex, long, short, day, swing, spreads, leap, you name it. We have something for everybody in every budget over at Traders War Room, from free to paid services, guys. It does nothing to come join our server. Take a look around, lurk for a little bit, and when you're ready to make some money, you come onto the premium side and you get it with the rest of us. Now, I want to talk about some of the alerts that we had today. Guys, these are fresh alerts that we pulled today so that you guys know I'm not just blowing smoke up, you guys, okay? We're actually doing things out here. Look at this. Here's that Macy's swing trade. If you guys are into the cheap swing trades, we just swung Macy from 40 cents to $1.40. Guys, that's $100 profits when you look at that in option contracts. AP, one of our new traders, he did a day trade, a fantastic trade on SPY, 130 to 295 at the high of the day. That's plus 165. We also got a scalper over here. If you guys are into more quicker trades, Tesla, we scalped that for 30 bucks. And guys, look at this, okay? MTA just killed it today with a $660 call on Tesla. Dude, that's $4,200 off of a $1,400 investment inside of the contracts. Absolutely destroying the market. And so why? Traders War Room is killing it. So what are you guys waiting for, basically? And we got the algo bots, guys. If you don't like the real alerts, you want a machine to tell you what to do, guys, look at this. These are from today, okay? 9:30, right after the bell, we got on the left-hand side. All of these algorithms came out, and we even got an SDX and an NDX short and long algorithm as well on the right. Now, those ones on the left, I want to show you the charts of what these did today. These is the intraday bot, and these are good for the day, most of them, and some of them you can even swing. But look at this, AMD, JPM, INTC, X, MO, and HD. Look at the charts. Proof is in the pudding, guys. Traders War Room up 726 AMD. JPM up $1.37. INTC up 117. X up 91 cents, guys. Mo up 71 cents. Home Depot 376. Guys, what am I telling you? Our algos work on any platform. And again, I ask you, why are you not with Traders War Room? I don't know. Only you can answer that question. But We got some upcoming things that I think you guys are going to like, as well as not just our Discord and alert platforms, but we've got other things. Guys, the class, we offer a 5-day free trial with the gold membership, which you get those bots, you get those alerts, you get those algorithms. Guys, try it out. 5-day trial. If you like it, you stay with us. If you don't, you go back to being an awesome free member. We also got a Gap Fill Greatness class, 29 May, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, $15, guys, and you keep the recording. I don't know another server out there that got professional traders putting out the content and the quality that we are, and you guys get to keep the recording for a reference tool, all for $15, guys. The link's right there. Do yourself a service, invest in yourself, and come get it with Traders War Room. And we got an instant messaging platform. If you guys are tired of the dings and pings and all the other stuff on your platform, we got less noise, just alerts. Guys, we're kicking it off. You can go to the website, check out our instant messaging platform, and sign up for that today, and just get straight alerts with all the dings and pings taken out of it. Guys, a fantastic platform we have, and we got it because you guys asked for it, and we're delivering. Bottom line, we're destroying the marketplace no matter which direction it goes. We want you to quit wasting money that doesn't make money. We want you to invest in yourself in 2022. We hope you do that with Traders War Room. And at the end of the day, all I got to ask of you, are you ready for war? We know we are at Traders War Room. So let's go ahead and get it, and let's go ahead and get started. We're going to kick it off with SPY, because why? Well, SPY is what everyone is paying attention to. So let's go ahead and look at SPY and go ahead and knock this out. Here we go. Oh, it's asking me to update. We're going to do that update later. We're going to go ahead and get into the trading right now. SPY, guys, if you guys know how I rock and you guys have paid attention, we look at a bird's eye view approach always first, okay? SPY, absolutely crushing, okay? Now, we were talking about looking for that fundamental push to see if we get the catalyst to start reversing to the upside. We got that today. We closed firmly above the 9 EMA, showing momentum into the sector. Now, I do want you guys to pay attention. We got some levels here, 408. Got a lot of resistance at 408 and a lot of resistance around the 413, 410 area. Okay, so we do have resistance to the upside, about $3 upside. I do got a feeling we're going to push strong into Friday at early rush of the bell, and then we're going to start to hit some of that resistance. And it's a long weekend, guys. Remember, Memorial Day is on Monday, so a lot of people are not going to want to hold accounts over the weekend, so they're probably going to do some selling towards the end of the market. So just be cognizant of that and make sure that you guys get in at fantastic prices. But dude, SPY absolutely just crushing it today. And we're going to go into the chat group. We're starting off with, man, you guys are putting the killers in here. Mick John wants to look at Zoom. Let's take a look at Zoom. Let's see what Zoom's talking about. Guys, again, bird's eye view always. You guys notice I'm always doing the same thing first, consistency and discipline, okay? Bird's eye view. Now, I like Zoom where we're going, looking like we got some continuation to the upside on the day chart. I'd like to see one more green candle a little bit higher, showing us that three soldier pattern, giving us that confirmation of the continuation to the upside. We do have some resistance here. We're looking at, 109, we're looking at 109, 110. We got some heavy resistance. Look at the volume, 3 million volume, 3 million volume. But we got tons of volume going to the buy side, 13 million, 10 million. So we could easily eat past here, but we need to understand, we eat past here, we got a gap up here potentially, we got some resistance between there. So just be cognizant. I do think we continue to the upside, especially if SPY stays strong. And I'd like to see that green candle up here, one more green candle giving us the three soldier pattern above the 9 EMA. And that would give me the idea that it's time to start going long in this particular ticker. Down here was enough's enough. That's pretty much what people are telling us. We sold off too much. Enough's enough. Time to go long on Zoom. I agree with it. I think the chart speaks to that as well. All right, here we go. What's next? Brother, good afternoon. Okay. Hey, appreciate you. Good afternoon to you as well. Jarrett, we want affirmed. So AFRM. All right, what do we got? On? I haven't looked at this ticker for a while. It looked like an Affirm. So we like Affirm, definitely. So here's the deal with Affirm, okay? This is a strong day. Sometimes, though, when we don't see it close above our moving average, which gives us the momentum. Remember, moving averages, we're looking for momentum, okay? Sometimes when we close strongly, but we close inside of it, it gives us an impression that maybe it's a little too much too soon, okay? We definitely got resistance up here at the top. I think $30 is probably a good area where we would see some of that strong resistance. I would like to see us close firmly above the moving average to give us that nice confirmation that we got continuation to the upside. However, it does look good. We got the cross on the MACD back here. We have a cross on the SMI. And it looks like we're starting to squeeze to the green side on the TTM squeeze, okay? I always say 3 reasons why to push to buy. Well, you got 3 reasons why. You got a strong close, you got MACD cross, SMI cross, look like we're about to squeeze. So just be careful though, because I do think we got some resistance here at the 30. And that's probably when we would want to start once we peak up to this part, because we got some consolidation here, all right? Right here from the downward trend, we consolidated pretty tight around here, 30 bucks. I would be thinking we probably got a little cool down period, and that would probably be a time that we catch maybe $1.50 to $3 movement to the downside with some puts. Okay, so just be cognizant of that and keep that in mind. Where we at? Where's next? Man, I'm loving you guys putting this. Yesterday, we didn't have many tickers at all. Marvel, MRVL. So Marvel, they just came out and said they did really well on earnings, guys. Okay, this is a semiconductor play, and this was one of our trades that we made a nice little trade on that we did fairly well today. So we do like Marvel. I do think that we get some push to the upside. We got some potential here, okay, because we got some pushing. So right now we're at 56.99. We got some positions up here, 58. I think we got another $2, maybe $3 movement before we start to feel some of that resistance at the top, okay? Again, SPY is going to be very important because a lot of these semiconductors are following into that SPY. Also the Qs, okay? But we need to pay attention because if we start to notice AMD and Nvidia start to go down lower, Marvel's going to follow the coattails, okay? It's not as strong as those particular other tickers. So if you start to see some struggling with AMD and struggling with NVDA, you're most likely going to see Marvel fall as well. So just be cognizant. If you're in this trade, we might got about a $2, $3 push to the upside before we see some of that resistance, and we got to pay attention to SPY, okay? If you're in this trade, I want you to have Marvel open on one screen, and I want you to have SPY open on another screen on the 15-minute. Okay, now I want you to pay attention to that 15-minute bars, and when you start to see the resistance on the SPY, I want you to pay attention to your Marvel trade, and you need to consider profit taking on any type of resistance. All right, just do that for me. Make sure we're always securing, guys. You saw in the video, planning, training, managing, securing. This is part of the pillars of Traders War Room that we're trying to push out there. Okay, always secure your profits. All right, BMY. Now, I've never looked at this one before, Bristol Myers Squibb. I never looked at this one, so I don't even know what this is. But looking at the chart, okay, we're consolidating. Obviously, we're in a range. We're consolidating. I know that just from being a professional trader. Okay, we had the upswing here, and we started consolidating. We can draw a rectangular pattern. Anytime you get patterns like this, consolidation, we need to put rectangles around it. Okay, this gives us our levels. All right. So anytime you see this, you want to put a little rectangle, and we go from the period where we started downtrending from our recent up. So here was the up, right? 3 soldiers, boom, boom, boom. We got that resistance to the upside. Now we're drawing our rectangle, right? And we're not going to count these because these down here, we're just flukes, okay? Because as soon as they came down, they rejected back to the upside. But here's our rectangle, guys, okay? So where are we at on this with this rectangle? We're at 77.59. So we're on the upper half of this rectangle. So basically, I'm seeing 78, something like this, 78.54, $79. We're going to see some of that resistance to potentially break through. Now, this is a nice consolidation pattern. It has some time in this realm, so this could definitely break to the upside. What I also want you to pay attention to is from our previous jump to our low. What's our difference there? Okay, 78.46. And then we got, 75.18? We got to do the math, okay? So that's about a $3 movement. So if we do break to the upside, this is where you guys need to pay attention to on how you can develop your levels and your positions. If we break to the upside, the high probability of us going to push at least $3 to $4 to the upside to find our new resistance point. That's how we get our levels, okay? We take the top here, we take the bottom here, we get the difference. It's about $3. On a breakout, we can expect a $3 move, maybe $4 move on some strong breakout to get us to our new resistance point. And then we start to think about cooling down from there, because that'd be resistance. We come back to test our next support level, we hold, and now we got new support and resistance to the upside. That's how you find those things out. Just little knowledge nuggets for you guys. But I do like this. I think we break to the upside, and hopefully we can see that that pressure that you're looking for. Apple, man, got my Achilles heel here on this Apple trade. I definitely thought we had some downward pressure on Apple. Apple moves to SPY. We're still in our trigger points, guys, okay? I still think we're going down on Apple. The outlook just isn't as strong as I would like it to be. Now, it had a huge day, no doubt about that. And our puts that we got we went a little further out of the money than I think we should have. However, we gave ourselves some time, so it definitely has time to cool down. I still think Apple comes down, guys. I think we hit this point here. We're going to see some resistance. We're going to get some some cool down period going into this long weekend. And I think Apple cools down and comes back down to track past this 136 period. These are trigger points. Now, if it closes firmly on a 5-minute chart or something above this level where it's at here, this 144, if we close above this on a 5-minute chart, absolutely time to start thinking about going long and scrapping our put. But if we keep trading here, we start to creep down and we start closing down here on the bottom level of our trigger, then that's going to confirm our downward slide, and our puts are going to be printing hardcore, guys. So definitely paying attention to this one. It's a little bittersweet, but I am confident in the trade. The analysis made sense, and I think that we're still seeing some of that downside. I think we hit resistance and we creep back to the downside on Apple. That's just me. It may not happen, but I hope it does. And where we at? And we got a whole bunch of tickets. Lulu, Lulu, Luluman. All right, look like we gapped up. Okay, looks like we're trying to fill gaps. So Lulu gapped up, right? And we're closing close to our 9 moving average. What's our volume look on the day? So we had 2 million here, we had 2 million there. Are we increasing in volume? Yeah, so we're starting to increase in volume, which is always a good sign. I think we try to go clear this gap here. I think we got some upside to this one. I don't know much about this ticker, but definitely it looks as though that this was the bottom shelf. It didn't like to be down here very much. I think we go up here at least to test this last gap period and where we got some strength. And I think we get to test, 297, 298, 296, something like that. So we got about maybe a $5 to $10 move on Lulu before we start to hit some strong resistance at the peak. And then it'll probably cool down from there a little bit and come back to test some of the lower levels. But all systems are go on this one. It's looking good. The MACD looks like it's about to cross. We just got to cross with the SMI. We're cooling off on our TTM squeeze. All systems are go as far as market conditions are favorable for this particular ticker. I think we pushed to the upside, and we got about $5 to $10 movement before we see some of the resistance, the strong resistance, okay, that we possibly can't break through with volume. So definitely paying attention to that one. That one's a good ticker right there. All right, where are we at? Lulu. Okay, we got Mike. Mike, you got a couple of them. Some other people got some too. We're gonna pay attention to a couple of your tickers. We're gonna go ahead and do NEO. And we're going to do American Airlines, okay? And then if I got time, I'll cover the rest of those on the other thing. But I want to make sure we get everybody on some of these. NEO, guys, pay attention to NEO. We talked about NEO yesterday, and what did it do? Look at the chart, okay? Yesterday, when we talked about NEO, we said here's our supply area on NEO. This was the demand area. We failed to go back into supply. We rejected in supply, and we started tracking down to go test our demand area. And what happened? We tested it, and we got rejected. We're going back up to our supply area to go test here. I got a feeling we're probably going to come back, we'll call this 1750 or so. We're going to come back up to test at least this 1645 or 1650 into 1750. So we got about a 50 cents to $1.50 movement in NEO that we're going to come to the upside, and we're going to retest our supply zone and see if we can actually break through to the upside. Now, if none of you guys took my supply and demand class last week, and I highly suggest you do, because this will make sense. And guys, if you look at this, it did exactly what we were teaching in that class. Supply zone here breaks to the downside, demand zone breaks up, rejects, comes down, tests, back up. Guys, that class is only 15 bucks as well. Get yourself spun up on it. It's on the historical page on traderswarroom.com. Check it out today. But I do think we come up on NEO. We're coming up. I think 1750 is a good price target before we start to hit some of that resistance. Where we at? I said I'd do American Airlines with you. Yeah, American Airlines, AAL. Now, if you guys aren't long on these airline stocks, you need to start getting yourself spun up, okay? Airlines just got a huge bullish article out talking about they are best positioned for recovery, okay? Flights are getting booked out. The prices for the planes are rising, and people are still taking it, okay? So these guys got some room to go. American Airlines is one of the ones that is favored to do fairly well. There's some other ones, you got DAL, you got UAL, you got Southwest as well. But American Airlines is the cheaper of the bunch and definitely has the most upside that you could see a dramatic push. So I do like American Airlines. I think we get a push to the upside here. I got a price target about 17, 18 bucks before we start to see the resistance. Now, American Airlines will fail on SPY weakness. So if SPY starts dumping and we start to see market reversal going into this cold weekend, then you want to hold off on this one and see how it closes, okay? But this one definitely will be a good one. And I'm also a big component on shares. Shares accumulation, anything under 18 bucks is buy zone for American Airlines. So if you're not in a long position on American Airlines, you need to start establishing yourself on shares because this is going to double up sooner than later, and you can make your money on this, and it'll be a good investment. We got a cross on the MACD, we got a cross on the SMI, cooling off on the TTM squeeze. 3 reasons why to push to buy. American Airlines meets that criteria. Go get you some. All right, where are we at? GPS. All right, GPS, got you. So this is the gap. Okay, so now retail, guys, I want you to pay attention here. The retail stores were dumping, right? And then they had a huge surge, okay? This dump mainly had the catalyst with Abercrombie and Fitch failing terribly on their earnings, right? Dump. But you got Macy's, you got the Buckle, and you got all these other ones that did fairly okay. Costco just, I think, reported some decent earnings as well. So these retail stores are starting to run on a little bit of hype. I don't want you guys to get faked out with this hype and start to go long on these particular tickers and they come back down, okay? Retail stores are struggling, okay? That is a fact. They are struggling. They're getting a little bit of love right now. People are starting to invest in them, but I think they come back up and I think they cool back down. That's what I think is going to happen. Gap, maybe we get a dollar movement to the upside, but I think ultimately it's going to come back down to start testing these lower levels again. So just be cautious on this. I'm still bearish on these particular retail investors until we start to get up here and we start to clear and make higher highs of the recent. Okay, that's what I'm paying attention to on this. But just watching and just be cognizant of these retail investors that the struggle is real and a lot of these are not as good as they may seem, and people are starting to go into them, and we're going to start getting numbers from these guys that they're not doing so well. Where are we going next? Cedric, you're asking what is the price for premium services? Guys, go to traderswarroom.com. I'm not going to put that out here. We're talking about stocks right now, but you can go to traderswarroom.com and look at everything we got right there on the website. AMD, we talked about MU. We got AMD, same thing. AMD was one of the ones that we talked about in the supply and demand class as well. And look what it did, okay? Supply zone, demand zone. It rejected supply zone, came down, tested demand zone. Look at this, guys, tested demand zone, rejected, come back up into supply. And what were we talking about? We got a couple levels to the upside. I think we got strong resistance up here. We continue up to a little bit, but I mean, look at this. This is 164 million on the day. This is 142 million on the day. Guys, we got a lot of resistance coming up above this $100. I think we push maybe 101, maybe 102, and we start to cool back down. Okay, it's going to come up here and test the top, and it's going to come back down and fluctuate a little bit. Don't get caught right here going super long on something when it pops up and you don't secure your profits, because it's going to come back down. I promise you that. Before it goes up, it's going to come back down and retest these levels. Just pay attention to it. Next one, where we at? AMD, we just did AMD. We did Apple already. Let's go ahead and do Shop and Tesla. All right, Shop, it's closing tight, okay? We don't got the dramatic movement that we've had yet. Shop is expensive, but we hit the floor. All right, we hit the floor on Shop. Now, we could always go back down. Shop is going to be affected by negative market sentiment as well. So just understand that, but we got a gap right here that we're looking to start pushing. What I want to see from Shop before I start thinking about going long is I want another close that's higher than this level. It's inside, so I want to close that has something like here, 341, and maybe closes like 377, something on the day like that. Give me my 3 soldiers to the upside and possibly closing above the 9 EMA. That'll give me the good inklings that we're probably safe to go long. And then we got our threshold here. We got our next real resistance point about 407, 408. Before we can see if we can break through to the upside and clear this gap. But I do see that we got a little bit of momentum. We just need confirmation on the momentum. We're going to the upside. SMI looks like we crossed, but then we came back. So that does worry me a little bit. Looks like we're a little thin on the MACD, looking like we potentially could have a little bit of bearish sentiment. And we're starting to, you know, we're getting tight on the TTM squeeze, but we haven't got any of the green to the upside. So that's what's giving me a little inkling. We don't have the volume to the upside we need. We need another day to close green and give us that good confirmation, strong close to the upside. All right, where are we at next? I think we said we're going to do Tesla. Here we go, Tesla, TSLA. Guys, you saw the alerts earlier. Tesla absolutely destroyed it today. Okay, Tesla, we probably got some upside on Tesla as long as we stay positive. Tesla will move with the SPY. Okay, as long as we stay positive in the news, I like Tesla for continuation here. I think about 750 would be a good test zone before we start to see some of that resistance to the downside. So, you know, it might be a good idea to start thinking about Tesla going long, and you know, potentially you got about a $50 movement to the upside where you could make some money. So if I was a betting man, I would pay attention to what Tesla does tomorrow pre-market, see if it's holding its levels, and if it's holding its levels, I got a feeling we're probably going to kick off to the upside, and you probably get a $50 push at market volatility at the bell and make some serious bank. All right, we already did AMD, we already did Apple, Adobe, BA. Adobe. There we go. Adobe. All right, we're still got the sideways movement. This is chop. Okay, when we talk about chop, guys, this is choppy. Down, up, down, up, down, up. This is choppy sideways movement. But we're starting to get closing above this 90 EMA. We still touched it. I'd like to see one more close above the 90 EMA, and then I think we're on our way to testing up here 413, 415. Hold that level, we can push to the upside. Otherwise, we're going to probably come back down and start seeing how we are on the cool down. I don't know if we'll get down here because I think this was kind of a little too much, because as soon as we got down here to this bottom level, we pushed up hard to the upside. So I don't know if we'll get back here, but definitely we can come back to test these areas here. We've done it before, 394, 395, something like that. So strong push to the upside, go test 417, 415, and we'll probably cool down to come back down to test 395 area on Adobe. All right, Boeing. Boeing got some bullish news going on. I saw on the news. And what I like about Boeing is it didn't skyrocket too much today. This is the floor on Boeing. All right, Boeing is very popular. Big institutions are looking at Boeing as this area down here that you see. Enough's enough. Okay, when we talk about enough's enough, we're talking about institutional buying, saying, okay, enough's enough selling on this particular ticker. It's time to go long. And that's what you're seeing. We're starting to see the remnants of the reversal. I want to see another close to the upside above this 90 EMA. And I think we can come up here and start testing the 130s, 135s, and seeing if we're on our way to a for sure reversal, going to start clearing this gap. But we need to close another day of closing. We need to get a stronger push with the MACD, and we start to need to squeeze to the green side on the TTM squeeze. And then I think we start to go test 130s, 135s. All right, where are we at? JKS. I've never done this one. I don't know what this one is. Looks like it's a holding company. Looks like, and when I see things like this, I think that this is kind of a signals of being a manipulation. When you start to close at the same area almost exactly, I'm thinking this is probably being, the volume is rather low. What's our volume on a day? Volume is rather low. It's under 2 million, so it can be manipulated pretty easily with some big money pushing. I got a feeling we're here at the threshold. We're probably going to start cooling down. We did it before, hit here, and we cooled down. We got a little more stronger pressure though, and we started consolidating here, which is good. We're going to come here. We're going to test this area, and if we can hold this, it'll probably be a break to the upside. But if we can't, we're probably going to come back down to at least test the shelf here. It's $755. Now, if we do break to the upside, here's the thing. If we do break to the upside, let's put little lines on here real quick, right? We break to the upside from the period where we started taking off from our downward trend, right? Downward, down, downward, and we started taking off again. Here we go. This is our difference, okay? We got about $11 movement. That could be potentially, if we break from here, $11 movement to the upside could give us our new level of resistance before we start cooling down to go test our previous resistance, which is now our support. So just understand that. So if we do break, we do probably got a significant move that we can make over the next few days to the upside. Where we at? Tesla, we already did that. GRPN. Groupon. Oh, that's a, the strong close on a Groupon and rather cheap too. I think we're probably headed up to start trying to clear this gap. What's our volume look like? 1.5 million, 3 million? Are we increasing in volume? Are we increasing? 1, 1, 1.8, 1.8. Okay. I'd like to see a little bit more volume, but yeah, we're about creeping up to probably clear this gap. I think this is good to go for calls pushing to the upside, possibly even trying to retest this consolidation period before the last dip. Just to be safe though, we want to put a line here. About 1650, I would say would be a good area for some upside potential. Crossing the MACD, SMI cross, cooling off on the TTM squeeze. Yeah, all systems are go. Just be cognizant. We might find some resistance here inside this candle, and I would just to be conservative. We want to put it about 1650. Start thinking about securing profits if it moves in our direction on some calls. Where we at? Where we at? Groupon Sono, SONO. I haven't looked at this for a while, a long time. We're still downtrending here. Okay, we got a pretty significant downtrend. We can see that. We can draw the trend line here, right there, downtrending. Now we close pretty good here, but we definitely got a shelf at the bottom. So go ahead and put a shelf. All right, so there's our shelf, right? We need to close above this area, and potentially we can break to the upside. But we're starting to see, we need to see the close above this line. So I got a feeling we'll probably see some resistance here around 21.72, 22 bucks. And then we can see if we test that resistance to break to the upside. And then we start going up by levels. Everywhere we consolidated is a new level. So this will be the next level, consolidation, next level, so on and so forth. But we got to break this level here, close above the moving average, and we got to go test that $21, $22 level. So I do like it though. It looks okay for continuation. Just we got to break those levels. Where we at? RDBX. Redbox. Okay, I haven't looked at Redbox. Redbox would be a good one, I think, to get into. If you guys remember, and I know I'm aging myself here, but Netflix, guys, Netflix, okay? Netflix used to do the same thing that Redbox is doing pretty much, okay? And, Redbox has basically Netflix kind of put into motion what right looks like. Redbox is just following along on the things that just going along on the process with it. And I do think that they got some huge upside. As you can see, they consolidated pretty huge, and they've been getting a lot of that volume here recently. So I think Redbox would be safe to go ahead. I don't know if it has options or not. Oh, it does. Okay. I don't know about the option thing, but at this price, I like this for shares. Long hold 2 to 3 years, see what it does in the future. We got the cross on the MACD, SMI cross. Looks like we're cooling off on the TTM squeeze. Yeah, I like this for continuation to the upside, but I like this better on shares, and I would want to own this particular stock. Good long hold. Where we at? VERU. All right, VERU, kind of choppy. Right here, anytime you see something like this, especially with these particular stocks, okay? Anytime you see this, you got to start immediately thinking too much too soon, okay? Too much too soon. When you see a big candle like this is too much too soon. Look at that volume, 351 million volume on that particular ticker, okay? And we just see a couple days later, boom, 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 it cools down, okay? So hopefully if you got into this, you got in here, and you're definitely still in profit. Now I do like this. It's starting to level up. We're coming up, we're coming down. So we're making higher lows, higher highs. I like that. I think we got some continuation potentially on this one. I just need to see what they do. What were their earnings? Okay. We just need to see what they look like. And I'd like to see a little bit more confirmation. I got a feeling we'll probably test up here about 13, 14 bucks. And that'll be battle zone. Close above that area. We can start thinking about the next, pushing up to the next high on this particular stock. But yeah, looks a little weak though. Looks like it's a little weak. We got a cross that's coming down to the downside. So it looks like we got a little bit of weakness and potentially some downward trending here. I need to see another close green towards the moving average, preferably above it. That give us that confirmation to the upside. Where we at? Lucid. LCID. All right, a fan favorite, Lucid is for sure. Everyone likes this stock, and for good reason. We got some upside pressure though. Lucid, heavy volume on Lucid, guys. Anytime we start to get creeping up here, these are going to move in like $2 increments, okay? So we got pressure here. Think from here, if we get a strong market, we got basically maybe $1.50 to $2 movement before we start seeing resistance. Then another $2 and $1.50 movement before we see resistance if we can break through. So resistance here, it's about $20.15, $21 we can call it. Got to hit that, probably cool down a little bit, then we can push to the upside. But I do like Lucid, especially for a long trade at this particular price. This is where you should be buying in. Should have been buying in here, but if you miss this, we probably won't come back to this unless we get a huge market crash. But if we get anything other than a huge market crash, this is probably new level consolidation zone for us. So you might as well start getting your shares, start going long on Lucid. All right, where are we at? Thanks, great session. Hey, appreciate you, man. We want to do AZN. What is this? AstraZeneca. I haven't paid attention to this for a while. I do like this. It's closing pretty tight. When you see closing like this is always a good idea, especially with the volume still staying up, above 2 million. We're at 5, 6, 7 million. This is a tight price action. Okay, it's trying to make a decision. Looks as though we're probably going to start peaking up and going to the upside. We do got some heavy resistance here. Look at this. Look at all this heavy resistance right here, right before our previous gap. So we gapped up here, we're consolidating tight, and then we're probably pushing to the upside, but we got heavy resistance right before we start to clear the previous gap. So just be cognizant of that. All right, almost done, guys. DraftKings and then Myrna, and then we're going to call it a day. DKNG. DraftKings. Yeah, we like DraftKings. DraftKings is a long position for us. And we do think we got some continuation to the upside. We're consolidating pretty good right here. Got some levels. The next level is 15, 16 bucks, and then we go up from there. So we need to come out of this consolidation here. We did close above 9 EMA, which is great. We needed a better close onto the upside because it seems like, look at this. This is pretty much a shelf. It comes up here, gets rejected, comes up, rejection, tries to, rejected, tries to, reject, tries to, rejected. Okay, so we need to break this level. Seems like there's a lot of resistance right here, which would coincide with the previous support zone over here and some big volume on this particular period here. 19 million, 41 million. So yeah, we got some volume right here that's holding us. We got to break through, but I do like this for long. Just we got to break this first, and then we can start thinking about pushing to the upside about 15, 16, maybe 17 bucks. mRNA. All right, mRNA, guys, these are those health stocks. Okay, health stocks are always good to get into, especially right now. These viruses, these things are not going away, and the healthcare industry is getting robust. And that's, I think, if I was a betting man, I would be betting that biotech and the healthcare industry is the next boom sector that we're going to have. I got a feeling with this technology push that we had for the past 15 years and this Operation Warp Speed that we did with the COVID pandemic, we got all of this data and all this technology that's going to just start pushing things out to, make life easier for people with Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease, scoliosis, diabetes, all this stuff, all these failed COVID tests that dealt with the mRNA and this genomic stuff. It didn't go, to the wayside. Okay, all this testing is being done. Yeah, it failed for COVID, but it's being used to explore other avenues in the healthcare range, and that's what I think we're doing. Murder's one just for the ride. This is one of those that you just want to trade. It's got some sideways movement, so it's kind of just picking it a little bit here and there. But this is one of those that you want to go long on and start looking on leaps for option contracts, at the money, in the money as much as possible, and shares. And especially with earnings that are doing fairly well, this would be a good one to get into. Now, guys, with that said, I appreciate you guys sticking around with us. I love doing these things. I think a lot of people get something out of it. And I want you guys to understand that, we at Traders War Room look at the stock market like a war zone. Stocks and sectors are our battles. We do it together as a team. Check us out, guys, traderswarroom.com. You guys can tell I'm a pretty down-to-earth guy. I like to talk stocks. I like to train. I like to go over planning, managing, securing. If you guys want to be part of the Traders War Room team, guys, check us out. It does nothing to come over to the traderswarroom.com or the Discord. Check us out for free. And if you want to become a premium member, hey, come get it. And if you don't, cool. Be a cool free member. We like you the same either way. We just want you to be on part of the team. Now, with that said, if you're ready to go to war, then all I got to say to you is follow me. Let's go to war together. Later, guys. I appreciate you, Jarrett. Thank you, Chandra.